Hi everyone, this is Mr. Kraus. What we're looking at here is your PowerPoint presentation. So how do I know that you did this wherever you are, right? Morning, noon, or night. I need you guys to take some notes, just some quick shorthand, won't be too much writing, some simple questions that require yes, no answers. However, if the answer is no, there might be a little bit more writing on your notes for this PowerPoint. So thanks for watching. While we have talked about this at length, it's just one last double check, triple check, if you will, reminder. Your thesis, the last sentence of your introductory paragraph, should have the following ingredients: Atticus, 2 appeals, and whether those appeals, are successful or not. Again, please make sure you have Atticus, 2 appeals, and whether they are successful or not in your thesis. Your topic sentences should echo the thesis. The pattern is almost the same. It's going to be Atticus, or don't forget you can call him Mr. Finch or the defense attorney, plus an appeal, just one, and whether it is successful or not. Cohesion is a really nice word to describe your paper. It should remain focused, and it should always be about Atticus using appeals to influence or persuade the jury. If your paper is consistent, this might also be considered an example of you, the writer, developing your own logos. Consistency of argument. So congrats if your answer to each question is a yes. I think it is fair to say you should understand what a clincher is at this point. However, if that is not the case, then you need to visit my website, go to Resources, and find the General CQT handout under the Writing tab. Go to Resources, Writing, and you will find a handout that is the General CQT handout that you might have seen both at the beginning of the class year in my classroom, as well as many times last year in your freshman English class. That is where you will find help with the clincher. Since I answered the first question for you guys on this slide, I would ask that you take an extra note. It is only located in the audio. Remember, you can pause and rewind to listen to it again. By keeping Atticus or the jury at the beginning of almost every sentence of your essay, you are avoiding passive voice. Again, keep Atticus or some pronoun to reference him, or jury, or some pronoun to reference jury at the beginning of most of your sentences. That will keep the focus on exactly what your paper is about. What appeals does Atticus use to convince the jury of Tom Robinson's innocence? Circle all your verbs. That might take a while, but verbs are critical. You might notice, for example, that is and are is being talked about again. I say again, if you followed up with the peer revision process, we have already looked for this. I do this more than once because it is a challenging task to get rid of all the little verbs of is and are, or the verb to be. In fact, Mr. Kraus struggles with it even in his master's program today. Therefore, be patient with this one, and you will realize as you get rid of the verb to be, that is and are, you will be moving in a direction of concrete verbs, which is fantastic. Good job and good luck. Your goal is 0, which is perfection. Transitions are essential. The good news is you only need one for this essay. It will go at the end of the first body paragraph. To say that differently, it will go at the end of the second paragraph of the 4 paragraphs you write. And most of you will focus on just the blue side, as most of you will argue that Atticus uses the appeals successfully. An example you may not use on your essay might sound like, in addition to this argument, Mr. Finch goes on to build a strong case using pathos to support Tom's innocence. This is an example for the rare few of you who decide that in spite of Atticus's best attempts and obvious skill with rhetoric, he has failed to convince the jury. Kudos to you for doing that. Here is an example of what a transition sentence might sound like. Contrary to this argument, Atticus fails in his pathos to convince the jury to feel something for the accused.